All right, YouTube, good morning. I just wanted to let everyone know what this video was about. Basically, I have a 671 natural Detroit, having to add a lot of coolant lately to it, about a half gallon every other day. So I'm thinking I have possibly a head gasket leak or cracked something. It's not a good thing to have. And when I put my finger in the coolant, there's definitely a little bit of soot there. So I bought a test kit at Napa. I'd never done this before. And basically what the test kit is going to do is it's going to test to see if there's any exhaust gases present in the coolant. And so because I had to have the engine running, I'm just going to do a voiceover to the video itself because otherwise it'd be impossible to hear me with that 671 on. So enjoy the video, and I think my test was negative. It didn't turn yellow, but I still think there's exhaust gases, so I'm not entirely sure how well the test kit worked for me, but you should definitely try it if you think you got a blown gasket. And here's the video. All right, so this is the test kit. It's a simple tube, and what you do is you fill it up with this fluid that will turn yellow or it will turn green, depending upon whether it's a diesel or gas engine. I don't know if you can see on the line, but there's a fill line. You just fill it up to the fill line, and once it's full, you're good to go. Now there's a rubber squeeze ball, and basically this is how you draw the exhaust gases into the tube itself. And you want the valve that I'm pointing to up. There's a little metal one-way check valve on the top. Do not put it down. The idea being it's only going to draw from the coolant chamber as opposed to from the outside air. So now when you squeeze up, the air will only go in one direction. It's very important to make sure that your thermostat's open and your coolant is running. Now watch my gauge here. You can clearly see when it opens and it starts dropping the temp again. So now I know my thermostat is fully open and all of the coolant is circulating throughout the engine, which is very important. Then what you do is you stick it into your coolant fill cap nice and tight. Make sure you got a very good seal because you want to basically vacuum. Now you notice at first the air gets drawn in pretty easily, but you got to remember there's still air in the coolant tank at this point. And so that should happen to you. You're basically creating a little bit of a vacuum inside of the coolant tank. Now if you have a very bad exhaust leak, this thing is going to continuously allow you to pump air into it. What I found out pretty quick was that after the initial air was removed, the rubber ball stopped releasing itself. So that kind of indicates to me that I don't have a massive exhaust leak because it wasn't able to draw any additional air out from the coolant tank. Now, I did notice when the engine was running, if I left the rubber ball engaged, about once every minute or so, there'd be a big bubble of air coming up from the coolant tank, which does tell me that there might be a leak, and it's a slow leak, and basically it's allowing a big thing of exhaust gases about once every minute. Now you'll notice as I pump this ball, I'm not getting much out of it, not quickly anyway, but it is eventually refilling, which tells me that I do have some kind of issue with exhaust gases coming in. Now you really want to double check your seal and make sure you're not drawing air from around the bottom. That's very important. Now in this section you're going to see how the ball does not basically open itself up. As I squeeze it here, it's staying depressed, which means to me that I have a full vacuum, but it's not actually a lot of gas coming up. Now mine didn't have any dramatic color change. I've definitely looked at these kits online and seen, bright yellow, and so I'm kind of torn. I don't entirely know if I have a blown head gasket or not at this point, because I did not get. You can see here's the color of the fluid after the test, and here's the color of the fluid prior. Now this is some pictures from online of what it looks like when you have a real dramatic exhaust gas leak. I mean, it's very yellow. Obviously I don't have that. There is a slightly greener tinge for diesel, but yeah, I don't think that it's I don't think I have that big of a. So anyway, that's how you do a head gasket test to see if you have a blown head gasket. Like or subscribe. Thanks guys.